Hello guys, and thank you for tuning in tonight in with Joy. I'm your host Joy Irungu, and today we have an amazing guest, Carol. Her story is that of hope and so much encouragement. Yeah, have you ever been okay, you're doing good, and then just life hits you with something that was unexpected and you don't know what to do, but in the long run God shows up and graces you? Well, that's her story. Carol, karibu sana. Thank you for accepting to come and being authentic in our show and sharing your story. And you are a blessing. Just tell us who Carol really is.
I'm Caroline Ndung'u. I'm from Umoja, Inakol, but I was born in Murang'a County, Kadara. I was born together with other siblings. I'm second last, we are born 9. And I was born like any other girl in the village. But what happened is that as I was growing up, I had all my desire to grow well and have every fun in life. But many things unfolded along the way. Once I cleared Form 4, I started experiencing some back pain. And all in all, I could not expect things would go in a wrong dimension or in a hard way. But what happened is that once I cleared school, I was still aggressive in my own way. I was still playing football and doing other things, active in church. But later on, I joined and I learned Kenya Institute of Management when I was still in that back pain. But I was diagnosed with brucellosis, which I thought, or I think, it brought all the problem forth because I underwent several injections, 21 and 46 injections. And life became hard because after I cleared those injections, I experienced hardship back in 2009 November, where I was staying with my sister-in-law, whom I had gone to take care of her because she had already given birth.
Just a minute, let me just take you back kindly.
Yes.
So how many years was this that you had, you're going through backaches?
Back pain started back in 2006. I cleared Form 4 2005.
Okay.
And 2006, 2007, 2008, I was still experiencing back pain. And I was still undergoing treatment by then in the duration of those years.
Yes, and now when they diagnosed you with the disease, what exactly is the disease about?
It's the disease of milk and meat, of which I could not understand because there is no way I just take raw things. But all in all, I took it the way it was meant. I was with my sister-in-law in Umoja, but they had married 2007. But we were still friends with my sister-in-law. But I graduated Kenya Institute of Management 2009 September. But 2009 November is the time I became immobile, completely immobile. I could not walk, I could not do anything. I could not even stand on my own. And that is the time my sister-in-law, the wife of my brother, Wajiko, is the one who started taking care of me. And the son was was born 2008 July. So you may find it was a new couple with other hardship. But I thank God because he unfolds his way, the way we cannot even understand. But what I thank God more is that despite undergoing all this problem, I happened to go, we were looking for neurologists who can handle me, but it was still hard a bit because I'm immobile, I could not walk, and things were hard. But neurologists were very rare to be found. But we got one of the neurologists, Dr. Ochanda, whom took through me to Kenyatta Hospital, where I stayed there for many, many weeks, many, many months, without walking, without doing anything. There were so many diagnoses because muscles and nerves were not in correspondence. There was no coordination. But all in all, I thank God because I came out from Kenyatta. Once I was still not immobile. I was still being done for physiotherapy back at home, going back to hospital. At that time, I started even adding weight because I was taking steroids. Then that year was hard because I could not walk. But being at December 2010, I started making some steps because I underwent very tough physiotherapy. Your therapy, I took it all in all, and things were okay. But again, the immobility and just feeling that I cannot walk again. Again, we had to consult doctors where the medication was very expensive and things were very hard on us. And still the brother and the wife are the one who are taking care of me. And life was hard again.
Industry in Kenya is growing in leaps.
I was still pressing on with an understanding that I'll make it in life. And despite all these things, I'm gonna go far. I had that thing in me. I had a slogan which I was waking up daily, all is well. I went to India that year, still immobile the whole of that year. 2012 again, it was thing after thing. I walked 2012 January. Then working 2012 January, I think because of being immobile since 2009 to 2011, there was accumulation of bacteria in my thorax, as in kifua, as in I had a lot of problem in breathing and all the stuff. And then I got pneumonia. Once I got pneumonia, I had to seek attention because by then I was seeing neurologists. By then I was seeing the physiotherapist. By then I had problem of, I think because of overthinking and feeling that things are hard, I got depression still in that duration of 2012. So I was still seeing the psychiatrist. But once I had that pneumonia, we visited psychiatrist because there was the medication I was to undertake. Psychiatrist gave me some antibiotics and I went back home. Those antibiotics, I think they were they reacted on me. I started feeling like I'm not seeing well. So my sister and my brother were pouring water on my face so that I can see well. But I never knew it is the fatal reaction which will find me along the way. But what happened is that as time, 3 days later, I started seeing hands and legs have started changing. Then I was rushed to Kenyatta Hospital. Once we went there, I stayed in casualty. There was no attention. We were told to come the other morning. Once we went home, my sister just took me to the bathroom, just to wash me up. My sister started seeing me shedding some fresh from the skin. And that is the time my sister told me, I have walked with you and I have taken care of you. But this one has made me now give up and see now you are dying. And life was not easy because I could not walk. I was just vomiting. I started stop seeing because now the reaction was going, deteriorating now and then. And life became so hard on me. And what happened is that my sister-in-law and my brothers, 2 brothers, Manasseh and Wilson, and my sister and my counselor, they are the one who met in Kenyatta. And Dr. Kamuli said, you have to be admitted immediately. And life now, all over the body, the wounds were all over me. Wounds all over. Nails zikatoka, hair shed off, all of it. This is the new being. This is me. This is new me. And I stayed in Kenyatta for 5 months. I could not feed. I was feeding from here because the wounds were from inside and outside. It affects the mucous membrane. And everything was hard on me. But I thank God because I made it through, though it wasn't easy. Though life was not easy as that. But I thank God.
Let's first take a short break, get something hot to take. Najua unasikia baridi. Guys, please don't change the dial. We're coming back in a few.
Ni wakati wa urejesho.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories.
Property industry in Kenya is growing in leaps and bounds. From bungalows, mansionettes, high-end apartments, all the way to mixed-use developments such as malls and mall residency. Well, how do you all break it down? Right here on TV47, we bring you The Realtor with me, Karanja Daniel, where we analyze the property industry right here in Kenya and bring you the latest from all the professionals that are involved, from architects, engineers, surveyors, as well as the construction experts themselves.
The property industry has shifted from where it was some years back.
It is very endearing to family people. Yes. Because you want your kids to grow up in a nice environment.
Real estate is an asset, a secured asset, granted a guaranteed asset.
Do not miss out every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m.
What does it take to be an alpha male? Is it by expressing your emotions?
So men, we're human beings, and we also have emotions, and we're also weak at some point.
Mimi nilienda nikaingia ndani ya maji ya bahari ili watu wasijue nalia. Kia kidogo kitoka hivi mtu anasema ni maji, kumbe ni machozi. Machozi tu.
Is it how you treat your significant other?
Before we go too far, remember guys, you can reach us on our social media handles, which is Ladies CLC on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or Joy Rongo, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, you can also reach us on TV47. And Carol, let us continue with our story. So now at this time.
Now I was in Kenyatta Hospital for 5 months, naked. I could not feed. I could not do anything. Wounds were all over, from head to toe. And life was very hard on me. But I thank God because I never gave up. I was still saying, I'll press on. People were coming to see me in an acute room where I could not see them because I was completely not seeing anybody. For 5 months, and it extended for other 4 months. In total, 9 months, I was blind, completely blind. Even there was no hope. But I thank God because of the doctors who handled me, through the grace of God, that they never gave up on me. They were still saying, Carol, you're gonna see. I appreciate them in all the manner because they could have concluded otherwise, and it happened. And all in all, up and down after I came out from Kenyatta. Remember, the issue of nerves and muscles was not yet over. The issue now, there is another issue of skin. Here are eyes. Problems piled up. Things became paramount. But I thank God because in everything, He understand. He understand we're gonna maneuver from which edge. And what important is that I got a shoulder to lean on. That is my brother and my sister-in-law, and even the others whom we are born together. They had their burdens too because they were helping me financially in other ways. Remember 2010, I forgot to say, once I was in Kenyatta, I started suffocating and I had problem of breathing. So it started 2010 up to 2017, I was in oxygen. Now I had problems over problems, day in, day out, day in, day out. Funny enough is that time I was not seeing, I could not recognize when is during the day, when is at night, what am I supposed to do. But for now, once I see myself seeing all, I just give thanks. There were so many problems forth because by then I can count them because I'm not seeing. This is the skin. I could not vacate well. I could not breathe. I had issues of nerves and muscles. I had depression. Things, all of these things were over me. But my counselors and my sisters, they were helping me to see life after that. And I'm happy because there is a slogan which helped me a lot, and it started helping me since. It is not what you see that matters, but what you look at. Because at times you are surrounded by circumstance and a lot of pain in us and suffering. But when you see that pain and suffering, you cannot focus beyond that. But it was helping me to see the Carol who will help the hopeless in future, and which is coming to unfold as we are speaking today. And that time, 2012, 2013, because of that reaction, that Steven Johnson syndrome, there were other problems which happened. Remember, it had affected in and out. There were other problems from downward which affected, which between the anus and the vagina, there was something which happened, a very big swelling which came forth that 2013. Remember, I'm handling paramount of issues, and still this is another thing. I went back to Kenyatta, and I was admitted there. A lot of pain. I could not sit, I could not walk, I could not wear anything. I could not. I don't know what I can express. Funny enough, they were fearing to do me a surgery, because the surgery were fearing that the medicine might react. Remember, I haven't healed from these wounds. The skin is not good. Things are hard on me. But I told God, be my greatest surgeon. Just be a surgeon. Yeah. Once I was sleeping, I think whatever you pray, it comes on you. Yes, and God fulfills. Once I was asleep in lot of pain, that swelling was so big, and I had fevers, because now the pain was all over me, and then the swelling is full of pus and blood. So you can imagine, I don't know what they were calling it, sijui abscess, sijui what, sijui unofficial, sijui what were they terming it. But all in all, what happened to me is that one night, that thing busted itself. And the smell was not good, and the word was not okay. Everything filled up on the bed, blood and pus. God became my surgeon. They only did washing and incisions, and I came out from hospital. That thing was hand the whole of 2013, 2014. That hole was not closing up. So I was staying in pads all through, because I don't understand when the oozing will happen, what will happen. Things were hard on me. I could not come out from the house. I could not sit. I could not even go to church. Even when visitors could come in the house, I was seeing them as burden, because I have to use the seat so that I can sleep on it, that I can sleep on the couch, because I could not sit down. I thank God, because remember, even that time, still the oxygen, I used to be inserted oxygen, and once it fails, I used to be given mouth to mouth, either by my sister or by my brother. I have depression. I have all these things. But I thank God, because I made it. I maneuvered. 2015, I started having stomach issues. Remember, Steven Johnson had affected the inner part so much. The stomach lining, I was told it had issues. But what happened is that I went to a certain organization. My brother told me, instead of staying in the house that much, just go to a certain organization where I work. You ask for an internship. Because I've no longer worked, I graduated and then I became sick. I don't think I'm fit to go anywhere. I was completely a denial. But thank God, because they accepted me, though I was not stable. I could not sit for long. Remember, the part who had not healed completely. Could not sit long. I had depression. I was feeling rejected. I was feeling I cannot be withstood by anybody. I was feeling I need to be with my sister-in-law whom understood me more than anybody else. All these were whirling in my mind. But I went in at the best organization ever. I did my best. The internship was good. The outcome was good. 2016, it is some after this. I was going this to that. 2016, I started becoming so depressed. Completely depressed kabisa. I used to carry knives. I used to beat up people. I used to be banned. Every time, every time I could see killing myself, suicidal. And I never knew what is wrong with me. There is a doctor who said I need to be checked for thyroid system and all this. And they saw that I have what we call, the thyroid were going up, hyperthyroidism. I started on carbimazole, I started on medicine, I did all this, still oxygen, Fika 6 in the evening, could not breathe on my own. I had to get an assistance of getting some air. I was breathing for air now and then. But going up and down, running at night, beating people, going naked because of depression. And life still continued. My slogan is all is well, continued, pressing on with an understanding, I'll make it. That duration of 2016, 2017, still in depression, still undergoing issues, still undergoing medication. I have taken so many medication. I've used a lot of money, more than 10 million with medication. I used even to go in hospital. You find that I'm using 40, 50,000. And that time you have to go back after 2 weeks. But I thank God because of the finances and the people whom God touched to help me maneuver and make it in life. 2018, I was recognized that the goiter started swearing now. The swearing started coming for the... Remember, the depression is still going on. And I had issues with so many things, carrying knives around with me, suicide or whatever. I remember even I used to come out at night. Strangers are the one who are bringing me back home. Strangers every now and then. And then even there was a time even I could be shot dead. Because there was a time Askari, they found me at Obama Estate. You know Obama Estate? At that time there was Gaza issues. So I walked, I had no shoe, I had nothing because of depression. And that is why I never judge anybody, never go saying this somebody or what. But they never judge. But those policemen were negotiating. Can I kill? Can I not? Can I shoot? Can I not? Yes.
Thank you. Carol, I think we're running out of time.
Yes.
But I would just want us to wind up.
Yes.
And I would want you to give a word of encouragement to somebody who's been listening to this and just share your contact, because you see, most of the time people want to talk to somebody who is going through what they're, relatable stuff. You can just, this is your camera, you can just talk to somebody, tell them something and how they can reach you.
There's somebody who is giving up. Remember, I've suffered more than 12 years. That is 13 years down the line. And here I am, full again, and in fullness of God. And what I can just tell somebody out there is hope. God is the God who delivers, is a God who restores. It doesn't matter how you might undergo issues or how you may view things, but I'll only tell you and encourage you, press on towards the goal, because it will become fulfilled.
Thank you so much for coming on board and sharing your story. We are humbled, we are excited that you're here and you're still alive. You know what? And you are going to speak hope through your story, and you're going to become a testimony to each and every person. Guys, this was Night In with Joy. Kama kawaida, I'm always your host, Joy Rongo. Remember to always follow us on TV47 every Saturday at 8